There are stories of champions who seize power with fire, fury, or sorcery. But Ashe's tale is colder, sharpened on the edge of silence, patience, and the long weight of destiny. They call her the Frost Archer, but before the title there was only a child who walked where others froze. The Freljord is a land of endless white, but even snow remembers blood. In her youth, Ashe's mother led her clan with an iron bow and a promise to reclaim a mythical throne said to unite all tribes. It was a tale told around campfires, a dream repeated in whispers, and for a young Ashe, it was both lullaby and burden. When her mother was betrayed and slain, the snow drank deep. Ashe, barely grown, took up her mother's enchanted bow. It was not a weapon forged by men but by the will of the Freljord itself, a bow carved from true ice, cold that cuts not flesh but soul. The moment she drew its string, the air around her bent. The bow sang not with fire but with inevitability, an arrow that always knew where it must fly. She should have died that night, alone, hunted, betrayed. But the bow would not allow it. Her arrows carried whispers of prophecy. Her enemies faltered, stumbling as if fate itself redirected their steps. And so Ashe lived, not by strength, not by fury, but because destiny would not let her perish. Years turned to decades. Ashe's legend grew with every battle she should have lost. Tribes that mocked her youth began to bow when her arrows felled chieftains in the dark. Some called her chosen. Others whispered cursed. For every arrow fired, another future was severed. It is said that when Ashe looses her bow, the world flinches, because possibility itself dies in flight. Yet Ashe is no conqueror drunk on war. Her burden is heavier. For she knows that every arrow has a price. To lead the Freljord is to lead a people who crave strength, blood, and fire. She offers instead patience, unity, and the fragile balance of ice. Her enemies laugh, but her allies endure. Because Ashe's war is not of today, it is of centuries. There is a darker truth whispered by shamans and ignored by Ashe herself. The bow she carries does not merely obey her hand. It bends her hand. True ice is not a tool but a pact. In every battle, in every impossible victory, it is not Ashe alone who triumphs, but the will of something older, deeper, colder than humanity. Some call it destiny. Some call it manipulation. Ashe, for all her wisdom, does not ask. She simply looses the arrow. And so she walks across endless white, a queen without a crown, a leader without peace. The Freljord is fractured, but each time Ashe raises her bow, the land itself listens. Her arrows are not weapons but verdicts, deciding who may rise, who may fall, and which futures will never come to pass. This is why Ashe is feared. Not for her aim, nor her bow, nor her armies, but because when she looses her arrow she is not killing an enemy, she is killing every path they might have taken, every life they might have lived. Her arrows do not pierce flesh alone. They pierce possibility. And perhaps, in her quiet heart, Ashe knows the cruelest truth of all. She is not the master of her weapon, but its prisoner. She is the queen of inevitability, the woman chosen to carry a destiny that bends but never breaks. The Frost Archer walks forward, alone in the snow, arrow nocked. For as long as she draws breath, fate itself must follow. And in the silence of the Freljord, the wind does not carry her name. It carries her question. Do you follow destiny, or does destiny follow you?